Wake up, Midjourney just released a new feature and it can be a lot of fun. It's actually a random style generator, and I don't know if that's what you were expecting, but I'll show you how I have the most fun with it. First, let's start with the basics. How do you use it? Well, these random styles are actually generated through the style reference feature. So we're going to write our prompts. You can write whatever you want. Here we have Batman. We're going to type --sref style reference at the end of our prompt. We'll leave a space and then type the word random. That's all you have to do. Batman sref random. And what that means is that the resulting images are going to be completely unexpected. I mean, they're going to be Batman, but there is no way to know what they're actually going to look like. Alright, these are kind of cool. I like number 4 a lot. Now, the point of this feature is to take a style you find and like, and then use that in future generations. So why don't we do that? We're going to upscale number 4, and then let's write a new prompt. Let's say I want to see both Wonder Woman and the concept of a love story in that style. Here's what we need to do. We write them in our prompt, we write --sref, and now we have to use this Batman photo as the style reference. So we will click and drag this Batman photo into the prompt box after sref. We need to make sure there is a space between sref and our image link. Yes, I want to see both Wonder Woman and a love story. And now the idea is that we will see that style transferred onto our new generations. And oh my god, look at these. That's amazing. What a fun feature. Look at number 2. That's incredible. Now, perhaps you could get that kind of look by writing a pretty complicated prompt, but now you can use style random, find a style you like, and then just put that in the prompt. That's pretty amazing. And I'll be adding information about this feature in my Midjourney beginner course. Make sure you check it out in the description below if you want a more structured look at this AI. I also like the results of the love story, just wanted to mention that. Now let me show you how to do this on the Midjourney website before I show you my favorite way to use this new feature. Now I don't know if creation on the website will be available to all of you when you see this. Pretty soon it will be, but for now, I think you need more than 500 images made inside of Midjourney. Anyways, at the top you will see your prompt box, and that's where we're gonna write whatever we want. Let's try a penguin dressed like a gentleman. And it's literally gonna work just like Discord. We're gonna type --sref space and then the word random. Unlike Discord though, you might wanna click on this little filter button over here on the right to make sure the rest of your settings are up to your standards. Mainly the aspect ratio, I'm gonna leave it at 16:9, and then you can hit enter. Now, we will see a penguin dressed like a gentleman, but there is no way to know what sort of art style we're going to see. Look at these! That is so cool, so beautiful. I love this sort of vintage illustration, if you will, maybe vintage cartoons, a better way of describing it. I'm not really sure, let me know in the comments below, how would you describe this art style? Speaking of which, describe, that is the next thing I think you should be doing. First, let's go back to Discord. In the prompt box, you should type /describe, and then you'll have the option of submitting an image or a link. You could save the original Batman photo on your computer and then upload it through here, or you can click describe and then click on the link option. Now we can go down to one of the images we made with that reference, and then we can copy that link to the Batman photo and then paste it in the describe box. Now the reason I think you might want to do this is to learn a little bit more about that style you just referenced. Midjourney is going to give you 4 prompts in Discord that attempt to describe your image. Here we have a reference to the artist James Jean, and words like elegant brushstrokes and a strong use of negative space. That's just one way to describe this type of style. And the way to do this on the website is as follows. You're going to click the plus button beside the prompt box, and this will show you every image link you've ever used in a prompt. You can click here to upload it from your computer, but once it's in this grid, you need to hover over the image, and you want to click this little I button that pops up. This is how the describe feature works on the website. It's a little different. It's not going to write you 4 prompts for that picture, but it is going to give you a list of descriptive words that you can use. Like here at the top is all about the subject. So we have a minimalist abstract painting of Batman. Here's a vintage comic book style illustration. And then you can click on one of these and it will add it to the prompt, but you're not done there. You can also add known artists that might be inspired by that picture. And then below that, you have a bunch of descriptors that you can also click on and add to your prompt. like high resolution, place Batman's symbol on his chest in white color. I don't know if that perfectly describes our image, but I think you get the point. That's how you would use describe on a new style that you found through random. Now, we have our penguin and we have this random style. If we wanted to use this random style on a future prompt, here's how you would do it on the website. Again, you can write anything you want. Let's go with the Toronto skyline. Now, we're going to click and drag one of the images into the prompt box, and it will show up below what we wrote, but we're not done. Right now, it is set as an image prompt, and when you hover over the picture, you can see 3 different icons. The image prompt is on the right, character reference is on the left. We want the middle. We want this to appear as a style reference. Now, when I hit enter, we should see the Toronto skyline appear in that same style as the penguin. And look at that. I think that did a pretty good job. Okay, now let's get to my favorite way of using this feature. It is a combination of parameters and the character reference. Character reference works so well with a style reference random. You gotta see this. Let's start with the basic prompt, a Polaroid of a model. That's what we wanna see. That's how we wanna see our character. We're going to type --cref, character reference, and then an image link to one of our characters. I have a character, Kelly Chicago, saved as a shortcut, --Kelly. So that's what I'm going to put here. Now we want to trigger the new feature. So we're going to type --sref, space, and then the word random, but we're not done. Now is where we get to include a few more parameters. I'm talking about style weight, character weight, chaos, and stylize. This can be a lot of fun. Let's start with style weight, and this is going to be how much the new style influences the generation. The value ranges between 0 and 1000, with the default being 100. If it was at 0, whatever style random came up wouldn't really have an impact on the picture. So we're gonna raise it a little. I'm gonna bump it up to like 600. I'm gonna type --SW space 600 into the prompt. Then I'm gonna use the character weight parameter. That is a value range between 0 and 100. 100 is again the default. I do not want it at 100. At that number, Midjourney is going to try to keep the hair and the clothing the same. I don't want that. I want my character to blend into the new art style. So I'm going to lower the character weight to 0. I'm going to include something like --S250 for the stylized value. That is going to make the generation just a little more beautiful. I'm going to raise the chaos value --C all the way to 35. Normally I would advise against this, but chaos values work really, really well with style reference. You should remember that. Lastly, I'm going to use the repeat parameter to run this prompt 5 different times. I want to see 5 different random styles come through. When I hit enter, it's going to ask me if I want to run this prompt 5 times. Honestly, you don't have to use the repeat function. You could just hit reroll on the same prompt over and over again. Repeat will just save you a little bit of time. And then take a look at these. Here's Kelly Chicago in a pretty cool looking style. I think I'm a fan of that. And look at these. That is so gorgeous. Like, oh my god, number 1 is amazing. Oh, this is so much fun. And all I had to do was use sref random. That's incredible. These are a little different. I don't really know what to make of that. Number 1's kind of cool, I guess. Oh, I'm a big fan of these as well. Love number 1, love number 2. Number 3 is pretty cool. Okay, I like all of them. And then I think I'm a fan of number 3 here. I like that a lot. Well, there you go. I hope you have as much fun with this as I'm having. Don't forget about my Midjourney beginner course in the description below. I hope you're doing well. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Peace.